Hello and welcome to the very first video on this channel. Not the video that I really wanted to make, but hey ho, it's the video that I am doing. It's obviously about the coronavirus and the Covid-19 virus that's going around. There's been some news circulating. We know that McLaren is no longer going to be partaking in the Australian Grand Prix, but I just wanted to go through a couple of news articles that have come up and I've read and gone through. So we'll begin with the Formula One website and see what they've popped up, stating that the McLaren team has withdrawn from it after one of their team members contracts it. That was 5 hours ago as of recording this. What time is it now? 16:52, recording this on the Thursday before the race at the weekend. The article goes on to say that the McLaren have confirmed they are withdrawing from the Australian Grand Prix. All 10 Formula One teams have arrived in Melbourne ready to take part, which is actually quite surprising because I know MotoGP have cancelled a lot of other races. They're opening 2, I think, in Qatar and somewhere else. I'm not sure about the other ones off the top of my head. So the statement read, McLaren Racing has confirmed this evening in Melbourne that it is withdrawn from the 2020 Formula One Australian Grand Prix following the positive test of a team member for the coronavirus. Which, yeah, it's not great, it's not ideal. Sporting events aren't the best thing really for a disease like this, meaning that bringing a couple thousand people together for a few hours in very close proximity isn't going to help the spread whatsoever. So it's just best to either withdraw or cancel the whole event, which we will move on to later. It does go on to talk about Zach Brown and Andreas Seidel. It's just more the actual statement that's here. Formula One has said at the bottom, following the outcome of the tests on a member of the McLaren Formula One team, the FIA have been in close contact with the team on their decision and have been coordinating with all the relevant authorities on the next steps, which we will move on to now. As a slide into BBC Sport, who have claimed that as of 12 minutes ago, as of recording this, the Australian Grand Prix has been called off, which, I mean, why are you doing that? I don't know why my PowerPoint does that. Occasionally, it will just decide to move on. I wasn't finished. I will keep going. If it pops up again, I'll just get rid of it. It's annoying. But anyway, it's been called off, allegedly, according to 2 senior Formula One sources who have told the BBC this. I would have expected them to have... it's done it again, but whatever. I'll just ramble. I would have expected them to have maybe done it as a non-championship event, perhaps. So at least do the race, maybe. I don't know. Now saying it out loud, no. I think cancelling it would be the best thing. Please don't move ahead. Stay. Don't move ahead further. Okay, right. If it keeps moving, I'll just do this. PowerPoint is annoying. The Chinese Grand Prix was obviously postponed. I've completely lost my train of thought, but allegedly it's going to be cancelled. I know the Vietnam, like it says here, is in. It's debating whether it's going to go ahead or postponed or cancelled or whatever, throwing this whole season into complete and utter disarray. But you've got a pandemic such as the coronavirus. It's fairly fair to postpone and cancel things. Because you can't just put on fine, we'll move on to autosport, but we can't keep a big sporting event like this going on, bringing these thousands of people together with the risk of spreading such disease. The whole idea should be containment. But yeah, we'll move into autosport now, as PowerPoint so wants me to speed up. Also stating the same as BBC, that it's set to be cancelled. Joint. Where did I read joint from? Just hours after McLaren withdrew from the race, following one of their staff members having the coronavirus, F1 team bosses have got together to discuss the next steps. Autosport understands that in talks with the FIA and the Formula One teams, a majority of teams said they are unhappy to continue. So a majority of them, not all of them, which is surprising. So I don't know who would want to continue and who would want to race. Because I know Hamilton has expressed his not unhappiness, but I think he was shocked. I think was the quote that they're going ahead with it, or still going ahead of it. Obviously, if they do decide to cancel it with this now, then he would be right. Forget I said that. So yeah, Hamilton said that he was shocked that the event was going ahead as of a few hours ago, before all of this has started to come out. So the sources indicate that the governing body said it would accept a majority decision of the teams, so we've now moved to call off the event. But yes, there's been no official confirmation of the decision as of yet. 8 F1 personnel have been tested for the COVID-19 since the sport's arrival in Melbourne, with 7 being negative and the 8th being the McLaren team member. I believe a 9th has been tested. However, that person at Melbourne, the 9th person, isn't anything to do with any of the Formula One teams. I believe it must have been a spectator or something like that, or within the Formula One group, just not part of the teams. And I think, oh no, there was a little bit more. That last line. Oh, I didn't read that last line. Later on, asked by F1 had been so determined to push on with the race, he said, "Cash is king." Which, yeah, that it makes sense. Why they would want to, because if a lot of races do get postponed, so many teams are going to lose out. Like the smaller teams, Williams, your Haas, your Racing Point. I know the Racing Point has come under fire, and that's completely the wrong topic I'm talking about. Racing Point does have its big money with Daddy Stroll at the head, but yeah, I feel that everyone is going to lose out if lots of races don't go ahead, and obviously same with spectators. Spectators, that's the word. Why did I lose that word? Spectators are going to lose out, possibly. I know Bahrain are refunding the tickets, which is good. You don't really want anyone else to lose out. But yes, I feel teams will hugely lose out from this. Yeah, I think that's it. Just a nice little quick intro video. Not the first video that I wanted to make, but a video that I felt needed to be made. In it, I was going to start reviewing the season. Was how I was going to start out. I was going to get up early on Sunday morning, at 5:10, I think, when the race started. Give that a nice little watch. Do some little tables, some nice little animations like this. Just chuck a little video together and upload it later Sunday. But coronavirus has sort of just punched that right out the window. But hey ho. Yeah, so there is a later video popping up at some point, but I just need a little bit more time on finalising it and then recording it later on. But yeah, I think that's it. What a cracking first video. Solid. See you guys in the next one.